There was once a young boy named Peter who lived in a small village on the edge of a vast and mysterious jungle. Peter's family was poor, but they were happy and content with their simple way of life. One day, while out exploring with some of his friends, Peter became separated from the group and found himself lost in the dense foliage of the jungle. Despite his best efforts, he was unable to find his way back to the village, and he soon realized that he was completely alone in the vast wilderness. As the sun began to set, Peter knew he had to find shelter for the night. He gathered some branches and leaves and built a small hut to protect himself from the elements, huddling inside as the sounds of the jungle filled the air around him. As the days passed, Peter learned how to survive in the jungle. He found food and water, and he built more elaborate shelters to protect himself from the dangers of the wilderness. He also learned how to defend himself against the many dangers of the jungle, such as venomous snakes and predatory animals. Despite the challenges he faced, Peter remained determined to find his way back to his family. He searched tirelessly for a way out of the jungle, using all of the survival skills he had learned to navigate the dense foliage and avoid danger. As he made his way through the jungle, Peter encountered all sorts of strange and wondrous creatures. He saw exotic birds with bright feathers, majestic elephants with huge tusks, and graceful leopards stalking through the underbrush. He also encountered more dangerous animals, such as venomous snakes and ferocious predators, and he had to use all of his wits and cunning to avoid them. Despite the many dangers he faced, Peter never lost hope. He knew that as long as he remained determined and resourceful, he would eventually find his way home. And so, he pressed on, day after day, through the dense foliage of the jungle, always searching for a way out. Finally, after many long months, Peter emerged from the jungle, exhausted but relieved to have finally found his way home. His family was overjoyed to see him again, and they celebrated his return with a feast in his honor. From that day on, Peter was known as the bravest and most resourceful member of his village, and he was revered by all who knew him as the lost boy who survived the jungle.